And what's good, everybody? Welcome in. Glad to have you guys part of this stream today. On an incredible day we got here. College basketball's best day of every single year. It is Selection Sunday. The whole season coming down to this big day with a bracket reveal. But before we have to wait a couple more teams punching their tickets into the tournament today. And we get the first one on this stream for today. It's going to be the SEC Championship. Shocking here, the number 8 seed, the Texas A&M Aggies, making a huge run as they have gone in red hot late stretch of the season. 23-11 record, 9-9 in the SEC, as they'll be taking on the Tennessee Vols, the 2 seed in the SEC tournament. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, and hit the subscribe. And what a great day that we have today for Selection Sunday. Make sure to put your vote out in the poll as well. Brian, Vegas, Slot King, glad to have you guys back at the stream once again. The teams will be picked around 6 o'clock Eastern time. So teams will be picked around 5 hours from now. We'll have Selection Sunday. After this one, I'll be covering the Big Ten Tournament Championship, and then the Selection Sunday live reaction show will be the last thing today. So triple header today here on the channel. Texas A&M red hot. 7 straight games they have pulled off in a row for Texas A&M. Back-to-back victories over ranked opponents Auburn on Friday, Arkansas yesterday. And they have another opportunity to do it once again. The number 9 ranked Tennessee in this matchup today. Tennessee taking down Kentucky yesterday in that game as Tennessee is gunning red hot. 6 straight victories for Tennessee. They won the last 11 out of 12 games for the Vols, and it's been through their defense. Improved scoring for Tennessee, and also they got a top 3 defenses in terms of defensive efficiency this season behind Texas Tech and San Diego State. Lucas, welcome back in. JL on the stream, welcome in. Yeah, I think if Texas A&M plays this one tough, they got a chance. This is my first time ever calling Texas A&M. I was watching a little bit of that game yesterday, but from the looks of it, this team, they're playing small ball basketball, driving hard to the bucket, and you would think by this time that the wheels have fallen off, but yesterday, that was not the case there for Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech came and beat Duke, and Virginia Tech made a run through their bracket, and here's Texas A&M with another chance. The Texas A&M, desperate times call for desperate measures. And just to make sure that they're safe in the bracket, they're looking for a victory today. Because they're another question mark they should be in. Should definitely be into the tournament. Because they got the same conference record as LSU and Alabama. Those two teams are seated around the 6 line for some reason. Yes, I think Texas A&M is going to make the tournament. It makes zero sense that they got the same conference record as Alabama and LSU, yet They're right now projected as like a 12 seed. Ben, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much, man, for joining in once again. Moses, glad to have you back in. We'll be tipping off really shortly between these two teams. One game going on right now. That's the Ivy League Championship. Princeton taking on Yale. Yale leads at halftime 32-25. I'll update you guys in the A-10 throughout the course of this game as well. Richmond, the 6th seed out of the A-10, looking to be a bid stealer as they're going to take on Davidson in the A-10 championship today. I have possibly round of 32 for Providence. If they get the right matchups, they could go to the Sweet 16, but they might even be around a 64 upset. That's the thing. All depends on the matchups that they have. Because if Providence draws like a Chattanooga or a Vermont, then that's going to be pretty tough there. Also, if they draw a UAB too. UAB is a really good scoring team. That could pose Providence potentially problems because they've struggled with efficiency. So it all depends on who they draw. There's a lot of tough 13 and 12 seeds. That's the thing. A lot of those teams could do damage in the bracket. Oh yeah, Texas A&M definitely should make it in. Jerry Palm, he's got his first 4. The play-in games is Notre Dame against San Francisco, Xavier against BYU. And then San Francisco for Joe Lunardi. They're seeded as a 10 seed, all clear cut in the bracket. Joe Lunardi's got his playing teams Notre Dame and Wyoming. I think Notre Dame's a guaranteed playing team. And then Michigan against Texas A&M. Jerry Palm's got Michigan, the first team out. I think that's more accurate. He's got Xavier, the last team in. He actually has BYU in the play-in. I'm shocked to see that BYU's even in the play-in right there. What's good, Ethan? Welcome to the stream. No problem, man. Red Rubber, glad to have you back. Akron crushing Kent State last night. So a couple moments from now, we'll tip off an incredible run by these Texas A&M Aggies. This team is physical. They drive, they get to the rim, they kick to the corner, and they have been red hot from three-point range. And if they can make their threes today, they have a chance to win this game. Tennessee, really good team from the perimeter. They got solid guard play, and they've got a young backcourt, but these players have really stepped up this season for the Vols. They are top 3 in defensive efficiency nationally. Tennessee, white uniforms, orange numbers, orange letters. Texas A&M, maroon jerseys, white numbers, white letters. Left to right in the court for the Aggies, right to left for Tennessee, as we're going to tip off in just a moment. We get the ball tipped and we are underway. Tennessee controls the tip first. Kennedy Chandler, Brandon Huntley Hatfield, Santiago Vescovi, Josiah Jordan James, Yaros Plasevich, starting 5 for Tennessee. Jumper at the free throw circle, missed by Huntley Hatfield. They got another chance. Here's a 3 around the rim and out. Offensive rebound, pull down between 3 maroon uniforms. And they lost control of basketball. Texas A&M comes out with a steal. It's one thing that Texas A&M's looking to do. They pull up for a 3, gets knocked down, and that's no call. Tennessee will come up with a basketball. They leave it as Texas A&M will come up with their second steal. Radford moves it out to Quinton Jackson. Attacks, pump fake, puts it up, blocked from behind. Goes into the corner, they get it back. This starting lineup right here with Quinton Jackson, Wade Taylor the 4th, Henry Coleman, Tyrese Radford, and number 35, Manny Obaski, has a record of 7-0. 19 minutes left to go in the first. Texas A&M has it 1 minute through. Spin move down low. They move it out to the wing. Here's a 3 on its way and missed off the mark by Radford. Texas A&M is going to keep on being in this game if they can keep on forcing steals. This team is right now top 10 nationally in steals per game. Left corner 3, and that's good by Kennedy Chandler. So Tennessee on top. Yeah, I have no clue. So Joe Lunardi has got Michigan still in. Jerry Palm, as that's a loose ball, Tennessee will come up with a steal. Jerry Palm's got Michigan, the first team out. 18:20 left to go in the first. Tennessee has it. Kenny Chandler on the outside. He's defended by Obaski. Passes towards his left. Off of a double team, forcing up a jumper, and that's good by Jordan James. They're going to count it. He got fouled as well. So Josiah Jordan James going to go to the free throw line to shoot 1. So 18:15 left to go in the first. Tennessee out to a great start here. Kennedy Chandler with a 3. Jordan James with a chance to put the Vols up by 6. And the free throw is good. Radford on the inbound passes off to Wade Taylor the 4th. Taylor takes it past midcourt. Towards his right on the outside. Loose ball, able to pick it up though. Taylor passes out to his left. Radford moves it out to the edge of the logo. Off to Taylor once again. Towards his left around the perimeter. Defended by Chandler. 6 in the shot clock. Moves it out to Radford. Radford jab step. Dribbles. Right block. Radford inside. Stripped to the ball. Tennessee comes out with a steal. Vols have it right back. Jordan James gives it off to Huntley Hatfield. Now they take it into the key. Vescovi pushes out to the corner. Open 3. And that's as open as you can get. And they make it. Josiah Jordan James with a 3 ball. 9-zip Tennessee. And that's going to be a timeout taken. So quick timeout by Buzz Williams for Texas A&M. 2.5 minutes into the game. Tennessee's got all 9 so far. And Texas A&M just looking for an answer offensively. Bradley, welcome in, man. 2-3 is starting to drop for Tennessee. Texas A&M yet to make one so far. 0 for 3 from the floor, 0 for 2 from downtown. So many defenders in this Tennessee team. Can wonder by this rate if the gas just has fallen off by Texas A&M or if they're going to come out of this timeout and get hot once again. Davidson, Richmond, that game just tipped off. We'll keep you guys updated throughout the course of the day on that score. And then Ivy League tournament going on right now. Yale leading Princeton 36-27. Quick timeout. We get back to action. Texas A&M with the ball. They move it out to the corner to Hassan Diarra. Diarra dribbles, drives into the key, moves it out to the wing. Here's a three by Hefner. Off the mark, miss, tapped around, and defensive rebound hauled down by Tennessee. Tennessee's got a lot of size down low, giving teams problems. Over to Chandler. Chandler bounce pass, right baseline. Huntley Hatfield, double team, moves it across the court. Jordan James, left baseline dribble, falling away, jumper. Not a good look right there. Angled right to the rim, and it goes back to Texas A&M, pushing it. Straight down the lane, Diarra, kick, corner, three. And that's off the mark. They just can't make their threes. Tennessee with the ball. Chandler moves it out to the corner. Off to Jordan James. Passes outside. Chandler, deep range pull-up. Missed off the mark. Offensive rebound. Another chance here. Vescovy, swoosh. 12-zip. 16-20 left to go in the first. Santiago Vescovy. Been one of the key players this season for Tennessee. Multiple guards in this team, and they are really, really tough. Yeah, this is the first time that they've covered Texas A&M, I believe. Another kick to the corner. And, yeah, Texas A&M just hasn't shown up from three in the first 4 minutes. Another miss. 4 minutes into the game, 12-zip Tennessee. The wheels have just fallen off. Jumper, mid-range. Off the back rim miss. Texas A&M comes out with a defensive rebound. Looking to push it here. Diarra attacks. Contacted. No call, and they tried to save the basketball, but they turned it over. Tennessee will get it once again. The Vols move it out to the corner. Vescovy working on Hefner. Moves it on top. Edge of the SEC logo here for the Vols. Chandler passes towards his left out to Jordan James. Moves it over to Vescovy. Back on top, Jordan James. Passes towards his right to Chandler. Lobs it. Low post. Backing his way. Down low. Falling away. Around the rim, and it goes in. So that's a jumper. It's 14-zip Tennessee. Just no answers. 5 for 10 from the floor by Tennessee. Texas A&M's taken 6 shots, missed all 6. Yes, I think they're in with a loss today. They got the same conference record as LSU and Alabama. Texas A&M with another 3, this time at the wing, and just not friendly to them. Offensive rebound by Cash, keeps alive. Radford with a 3, missed off the back rim, and they've gone stone cold. Chandler with a defensive rebound, and an over the back call, picked up by Hefner. 14-zip Tennessee. So we're going to have a timeout here on the floor. 14:42 left to go in the first. Everything's just too predictable in this matchup. Tennessee all season long has been able to lock up the perimeter. Did it yesterday against Kentucky. And right now, Texas A&M 0 for 7 from the outside. They've just lost their wheels. Wow. What a statement start here for Tennessee in this game. They've really improved, especially with their efficiency throughout like the last month or so. And their defense has always been good. Top 3 in all of college basketball for Tennessee in terms of defensive efficiency. 14-zip on the second media timeout of the game. Princeton starting to make a comeback. 38-34. Yale leading Princeton with 13:44 left to go in the second. This is really good for Tennessee here because they went undefeated at home this year. Away from home, they had some close games for them this season. And now they've been able to prove themselves on neutral court. Wow, Richmond with a great start. Richmond out to a quick start over Davidson, 11-2. This Richmond team's got a bunch of experience. I think they got like a couple of super seniors on their team. Yeah, I'm gonna make a video. Probably tomorrow night. I'll probably have it posted at some point. Yeah, so Richmond might go ahead and steal a bid. They got 9 seniors in their team for Richmond. Average years experience, I think that's the most out of any team in college basketball. They got 3.3 years average experience for Richmond. I think out of all the teams in the field, that's the most. We get back to action. Tennessee up 14-zip. Tennessee has been able to go on scoring droughts this year, but playing much, much better offensively throughout the last couple of weeks. They have it on top. Jordan James shoots a 3 straight away, missed off the rim. Back it goes to Texas A&M with a defensive rebound. Off to Diarra. Out to the wing to Quinton Jackson. Moves it towards his right to Diarra. Diarra bounce past the top of the free throw circle. It is Henry Coleman. Coleman dribbles inside low post, puts one up, and he scores. They find something at the rim. Coleman over Jonas Adu for 2. Tennessee with the ball. Vescovy dribbles right baseline, moves it back out to the top. Zakai Ziegler slowing it down now for Tennessee. 13:40 left to go in the first. Moves it towards his right. Out to Ziegler once again. Ziegler at the corner. Jordan James lob down low. Turnaround, that's good. The bank up and in by Jonas Adu for 2. I think they're going to drop down to a 3 if they do lose today. I think Villanova should get credit to be a 2. The Tennessee's going to move up to a 2 with a win today. They should first. Ziegler swings it out towards his left. Jordan James takes the 3. Off the mark. Missed offensive rebound. Just controlling the glass right now for Tennessee. They will slow down tempo with Jordan James. Jordan James moves it off to his left to Vescovy. Passes to Ziegler. Ziegler on top to Vescovy. Deep range 3 air balls hit. Battle for the rebound. We're going to have a whistle here. That's a shot clock violation. I think Duke is really, really overrated. Duke's been in a bunch of shootouts against teams that just score, but they haven't really faced real defenses this year. Yeah, I'm right with you there for Ethan as well. So yeah, Duke, Auburn's been struggling to win games on the road and at neutral sites. They could possibly get bounced out early too. I think both of those teams are in trouble if they draw Colgate. Colgate is top 10 in 3-point shooting, and for 3-point makes and 3-point shooting percentage. I think that could be in trouble because Virginia lost to Navy. Colgate just creamed Navy in the Patriot Championship, and then Colgate creamed Syracuse. They made 18 threes against them. Here's a three at the corner, skipped around the rim and out by Tennessee. Texas A&M got the basket before. 12 minutes left to go in the first. Yeah, Providence has played so many close games that it's going to catch up to them. Yeah, and if they take on a team with the same experience as them, it's tough. And a lot of those 13 seeds have a ton of seniors. That's the thing. Because that just catches up. I think Vermont is a really underrated team that if they draw the right 4s and 5s in the bracket, that they're probably going to get a 12, so they have to take on a 5. They might draw Providence. That team can move the ball around really well. And they got a 6-year senior on that team too. Yale up over Princeton 45-40. We're going to take a timeout. 16-4 to score with 12 minutes left to play. I think later today that game is going to be a shootout. Iowa against Purdue later today. That game has the likelihood to be a shootout. Purdue has beat Iowa twice. Both of those games really close games, though. That's a sneaky game right there. Because Wisconsin's in the same tier as Providence. Both of those teams have played all close games this season, and it might catch up with them. Wow, Frank, welcome in. So he was at the game 2005 when Vermont beat Syracuse. Unbelievable. I think it's a must-win for them because they came from the 6th seed in the A10. Yeah, they had to come from double digits behind to beat URI. It seems like every single year we're talking about Richmond, though, like final day of like the bracket, if this team's gonna get in or not, and they're on like the front cover of the next like bracketology thing, like the actual bracket, like beware of bracket busters, and that's the prime picture of Richmond is right there. Richmond leads Davidson 13-10. Also Purdue too. If Purdue goes cold, they're in some deep trouble. Same as Illinois. Those two teams are tough to judge because if they go through cold stretches, I'm not sure if both of those teams got the defense to keep up. That's the thing. Yeah, Davidson had played 2 close games against Rhode Island. They won the first one by 2. They lost the second one. And I looked at their defensive numbers. Their defensive numbers are not good. We got back to action. 12 minutes left to go in the first. Texas A&M with the ball, looking for something here as they're down 16-4. Handoff on the outside. They dribble up to the free throw circle. Quinton Jackson. Bounce pass. Down low off a double team. Moves it out to the corner. Open 3 taken by Wade Taylor, the 4th off the mark. Tip to the perimeter. They get the offensive rebound out of it. 11.5 left to play. Jackson. Left baseline dribble. Moves it outside to Obaski. Obaski spin move down low, floats up one, and he gets fouled. 11:18 left to play. Texas A&M will shoot two at the charity stripe. Johnny, welcome in, man. Yeah, I can see Purdue possibly, depending on who they play, getting eliminated in the second round. All depends on who they get, though. I really like them. Like, around a month ago, up until I liked them. Because they were scoring and scoring and scoring, and now their numbers have dropped. And that's a problem when you don't play defense and your scoring efficiency has dropped. Because they were number one. I think they're number two now as Gonzaga overtook them. Second shot's good. But usually those teams that are in like track meets, because last year Iowa was that case. Iowa put up a ton of points, but they just, when they played against Oregon, just their defense just couldn't stop them. Tennessee missed the three, tipped out of bounds. It's going to stay Vols ball. Yeah, John's going to be on some of the streams, so I think Thursday and Friday he's going to come over. What's good, Daniel, Akram, Malika? Welcome to the stream, everyone. 11 minutes left to go in the first. After this one will be the Big Ten Tournament Championship. Vescovy receives the pass at the corner. Dumps it down low. Huntley Hatfield lost it. Deflected on the far side out of bounds. And let's see what they're going to call it here. Tennessee has a couple players check out of the game. Huntley Hatfield to the bench right now. It's going to stay Tennessee ball. So Tennessee will get the inbound. Vescovy. John Fulkerson now into the game. Moves it over to Ziegler. Getting a touch on the outside is Chandler. Passes off to Ziegler. Chandler. Moves it over to the elbow. Jordan James. Jubbles up. Rises for the J. Missed off the back rim. Deflected. Out to the corner. It's going to stay Tennessee ball. Man, just the size down low of Tennessee, it's too much for Texas A&M to handle right now. 13-8, the rebound advantage for Tennessee. Vols get the inbound. Ziegler, 10 on the shot clock, passes off to a cut made by Chandler, double teamed. Out to the top to Vescovy, moves it out towards his right. Jordan James floats up one over the rim. Texas A&M tried to take the charge. They couldn't. They get the ball back, though, and they lose it. Up the court trying to push it. Jackson lost the handle. Stolen away from behind by Ziegler. Moves it out to the corner. Swings it out inside. Fulkerson. One dribble. Pro hop. Puts it up off the glass. Missed. Tipped around. And defensive rebound pulled down by Coleman of the Aggies. Yeah, Texas A&M just keeps on pushing it. That's going to be tough to do against this Tennessee team. They're going to slow it down this possession. Lorenzo, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in, man. 0 for 8 today from three-point range. 52% from three. This SEC tournament. At the wing, it's Jackson. Moves it down low. Pump fake inside the key. Puts up one and missed off the side of the rim. Tipped up offensive rebound. They score. Second chance by Henry Coleman. Count the bucket and the foul. So Coleman's going to go shoot one at the free throw line. I haven't seen both of those before. So Oscar or the Dog of Dune. I haven't seen either of those, so I'm not sure. One shot at the line, missed by the Aggies, tipped around. Tennessee will come up with a defensive rebound. 9.5 left to go in the first. Vols with the ball. They move it out to the corner. Vescovy with a three. Missed around the rim as they've gone on a scoring drought of over the last 4.5 minutes. Texas A&M comes out with the rebounds. Driving straight down the lane, puts one up and scores up and in. It's Quinton Jackson. So the three's not working, starting to get their way through the twos, and this is part of an 8-zip run for Texas A&M. That's the struggle for Tennessee, is that they have such a good defense, but at times they've been on scoring droughts, and they missed the last 8 field goals. And now Tennessee called for the travel. And usually these scoring droughts are midway through the first half. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Because I remember when I called that game against Arizona, they got up to a 17-2 lead against Arizona. And then Arizona fought their way right back in. Under 9 minutes left to go in the first. Aggies in the game. Down by 6. Yet to make a 3, though. Pressured at the edge of the backcourt. They dribble up. Obaski off of a double team. Looking to pass it. Moves it outside to Ethan Henderson. Now at the top off to Quinton Jackson. Double teamed. His pass gets bobbled. They save it, though, at the far side by Wade Taylor. Taylor moves it out on top, and that's too much of the shot clock. Shot clock violation, turnover by Texas A&M. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Glad to have you guys in today. Be the part here on the stream. Tennessee is on a 5-minute scoring drought right now. 1 made shot out of their last 10 for the Vols. 30% for Tennessee, 26% by Texas A&M. And that pass sails all the way to the backcourt, out of bounds. Turnover, Tennessee. Texas A&M will have it back. Approaching the 8-minute mark left to play. Tyrese Radford moves it towards his left to Hefner. Out to the edge of the logo to Radford. Radford bounce pass at the elbow. Off to Henry Coleman. Radford will take a 3. Hit the rim short. He just can't get any. Didn't look at what happened to Kentucky yesterday. Kentucky 2 of 20 from 3-point range. Texas A&M is 0 for 9 to start things off. Fulkerson makes the pass to the baseline, out to the wing. Here's a 3 on its way, and that's good. Kennedy Chandler hits the 3 ball, 9-point lead. Oop, not 90. There we go. 19-10. 7:30 left to go in the first. I took Texas A&M in this one. I thought that they'd be super desperate in this game. My concern was if the wheels were going to fall off, and it looks like it has so far, but they keep on attacking. Hefner gets denied from behind. There was contact. They're going to call it a blocking foul. So this will send Hayden Hefner to the free throw line. Jordan James picks up the blocking foul. Yeah, that'll be a bad matchup. Colgate is a 15. Bad matchup here. Tennessee is really good at perimeter D. If they get Duke or Auburn, then that could be another case. Especially how Duke has been playing lately with their defense. So right now we head to the timeout. If you guys are doing the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining in today, being a part in the channel. I took Texas A&M for this game. Not looking so hot right now. Going to need 2s. Tennessee just so good with their 3-point D. Let's see what we got. Ivy against, we got in the Ivy, Yale leading Princeton, 51-45. Atlantic 10 championship, Richmond up over Davidson, 17-14. So Richmond, a team to monitor. Could potentially be the last bid stealer into the bracket. Yeah, points in the paint, 8-4 Texas A&M. Their defense hanging them in this game right now, keeping them in it. Because it wasn't looking that way. It was 14-zip Tennessee to start. Make sure to vote in the poll if you haven't already done so. Who do you got in this one, Tennessee or Texas A&M? Yeah, it's my first ever time covering Texas A&M before, too. After this, I'll be covering the Iowa Hawkeyes against the Purdue Boilermakers Big Ten Tournament Championship. Yeah, Tennessee has certainly come a long way with the young recruits that they added on the roster. I think if Tennessee matches up against Purdue in the first round, you're more hungrier to win that game the second time around. Those two teams matched up on neutral court all the way back in November. My thoughts about that, I think Purdue peaked way too soon for them. Like all the way back in November and December. And Tennessee is playing their best basketball as of late right now. Super hot. Ooh, good question. I'd probably go right now, JJ. Right now. Both of them are so good, though. All right, so we head back to action. Texas A&M made the free throw before the break. It's 19, or after the break. It's 19-11. Down low, Tennessee powers their way for a bucket. That is good, up and in by Fulkerson, and he got fouled. They've just got a lot of size down low there. John Fulkerson at 6'9", Huntley Hatfield 6'10", and the development of these freshmen have been something special. Free throw is good. By 11, Tennessee has the lead. 7 minutes left to play in the first. Texas A&M just looking for something, and it's probably going to have to be without a three. Radford moves it over to Hefner. Hefner at the top of the key. Dribbles up, drives, contacted, and that's an offensive foul. Tennessee takes the charge. Zakai Ziegler puts his body in the line. That's a turnover. Yeah. I really liked Illinois a couple months ago, and it was just like these players are like injured in and out of the lineup. That's the thing for that team. In close games, if they play a close game, they've struggled. They struggle under pressure in the final minute. Like they can't pull out the close victories. And they also lost against Ohio State a couple weeks ago. Ohio State has been playing some of the worst ball as of late out of anybody in the country. Fulkerson floats one up, missed it, gets his own ball back though, takes the jumper. Missed off the side of the rim, defensive rebound, snatched by Texas A&M. They couldn't save it though, bobbled, and they launch it all the way out of bounds, right underneath Tennessee's hoop. Yep. Yeah, if anybody's interested, feel free to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge. We have almost 40 people signed up. That link is pinned in the chat if anybody's interested. I'll post it in there as well. Yeah, I cannot wait till the bracket's out later tonight. Jumper off the rim, missed by Tennessee. Got tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Aggies. Yeah, indeed. Illinois' got like cold stretches. Like Plummer has been on and off with a three ball. He had that cold game against Indiana that they lost. Bounce pass wide open, slam by John Fulkerson. 24-11 Tennessee. What a showing so far in this tournament by Rocky Top. Quinton Jackson moves it on top, off to Radford. Radford moves it over towards his left to Diarra. Diarra drives right down the lane, stripped to the ball, though he's going to get fouled. So Hassan Diarra going to shoot 2 at the line. 5:26 left to go. It's going to be picked up by Vescovy in the foul. Hung Jung Lee is one of the top players for Davidson. That would be something. I have no clue who would I even pick between Davidson and Michigan State if they match up in the tournament. Michigan State's been cold. Their guards are injured. Davidson's loaded with guards. Davidson can't play defense. The storylines going into that matchup, though. One of the best players for Davidson is a transfer from Michigan State. Second shot good by Texas A&M. Foster Lawyer. He had transferred in the offseason from Michigan State to Davidson. And that might be a potential 10-7 matchup in the first round. 5:20 left to go in the first. Tennessee with the ball on the outside with Ziegler. Moves it over to Jordan James. Now at the top of the key off to Ziegler. Ziegler towards his right. Yeah, these guys have really improved. This grouping of guards, a lot of them are freshmen, and they've been doing a tremendous job stepping up this season. Offensive foul, though, it's called on Fulkerson. Fulkerson just runs over a defender. 5 minutes left to go before half. Yeah, it looks like the wheels have just fallen right off for Texas A&M. Aggies have the ball again. Quinton Jackson on the outside, drives, pull-up jumper, and he gets fouled. At this rate, it's just getting points and going to the free throw line for Texas A&M. And they made 6 out of 8 so far. That's the only thing they can do at this rate, because making shots against this team, it's a tough task to do at any point. Jacob, what's good? Welcome in. First shot. That's good by Jackson. So 4:51 left to go before half. Second shot around the rim and out. Rebound goes to Tennessee. The Vols have it past midcourt with Jordan James. Moves it towards the top to Fulkerson. Fulkerson dribbles down the lane and a reach and fall called on Radford. So that'll be Radford's first. Texas A&M picks up their 5th foul. Tennessee with 6 so far as a team. Yeah, they've been a complete shock. They've just got sizzling hot in this tournament from 3. But today they're just not having it. They're running into a really good perimeter D. Fulkerson moves it towards his right. Pinwheeled off the defender Radford. Able to pick it up though. Jumper leaning forward. Missed jumper and ripped away off the glass by Ethan Henderson of the Aggies. And Tennessee's going to get called on the fall over the back by Plasevich. So that'll be team foul number 7. So Texas A&M now will head to the free throw line. 1-1 bonus. It's going to be Ethan Henderson. Jeremy Lin was the only one. Henderson, first free throw, missed off the front rim. Chandler comes up with a defensive rebound. 4:30 left to go in the first. Chandler pressured in the backcourt. Able to get it past midcourt. Lob, breaking the defense and getting fouled. Could have had 2 there. Brandon Huntley Hatfield will shoot 2 instead. They're doing a nice job in this game breaking the pressure from Texas A&M. Tennessee keeping their composure. First shot missed off the back rim. I don't know how in the world the score the first time these two teams played was 90-80. Second one missed off the back rim. That's right. Got a couple more. Both of them missed the line for Tennessee. Texas A&M lucky. They're still down by 10 right now. Quinn and Jackson, 4 minutes left to play. Jackson, crossover at the top, dribbles up down the lane, double teamed. They swing it out to Radford. Radford makes the extra pass to Wade Taylor. Taylor, backing his way, low post, floats up a tough shot off the back rim. Couldn't come down with a rebound. Was Radford mistimed his jump, and Tennessee with a defensive board. Under 4 minutes left to play. Ziegler attacking, floats it up over the top. Couldn't finish in transition. Stolen away. This is where they go good with numbers for Texas A&M. Euro step down the lane, blocked to the rim. They get it back and put up one and through for two. Henry Coleman cuts it to an 8-point game. Once again, Texas A&M brings pressure. Tennessee able to take it past midcourt, though. Chandler going to slow it down for the Vols. Boosting on top off the Fulkerson. Bruin, welcome to the stream. Victoria, welcome in. Inside, pinwheels off the rim. Battle for the rebound, and it goes to Texas A&M. The Aggies here looking to see if they can get something going with Radford. Radford swings it out on top. Jackson. Crossover, jumper, 18-footer straightaway, missed off the front rim. And Tennessee right there to collect the board. It boxed out so well. 3 minutes left to go before halftime. Here's a deep jumper. They make it. Tennessee with a three by Kennedy Chandler. I think teams that could possibly pull off upsets for like smaller schools, that could be Vermont, South Dakota State. I like a lot of the 13s and 12s this season. UAB, depending on the matchup that they get, as Texas A&M comes up with a steal here. Pass down low, and it leads to a dunk. Chattanooga, depending on the matchup that they get. Some really good 13 seeds. And some of those teams are like red hot, like on monster winning streaks going to the tournament. Alright, so it looks like we're going to take a media timeout here on the floor. 27-18 the score, 2:05 left to go as Tennessee will burn a timeout. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Ring that notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified. Future live streams I do cover here. And we'll be back as well covering the Big Ten Tournament Championship later today, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, Selection Sunday live reaction show around 6. So a full packed day here on the channel, and the greatest day of all of the year, basically. Selection Sunday, which teams make it into the bracket, which teams don't, we'll find out in a little bit. Yeah, really, man. Those are tough matchups. Both of those teams are, in terms of experience, right there with Providence. Villanova swept Providence. Villanova is one of the most experienced teams in the field. Vermont, Chattanooga, both of those teams are experienced. And when it comes down to late game scenarios, I mean, Providence is just, like, they've fallen behind and they've come back. They've come back against teams like DePaul and Butler. But, I mean, other teams, especially when they're like an efficient shooting team, you're not going to come from behind against a team that's super efficient. Yale leading Princeton, final minute, Ivy League championship. Yale is going to go dancing if they can hold on, 62-55. And Davidson has taken the lead over Richmond. Final minute in the first half, 26-24 Davidson. Yeah, I think Villanova is going to go super far. Colin Gillespie, he returned back for a 6th season for a reason. That dude is a silent assassin. Like, they got a really good defense for Villanova this year, and they got guards all over the place. They're much improved from how they started, because they had Jeremiah Robinson Earl go to the draft. That was like the big question mark for them, was the inside defense. And they've been able to step up, and they've become a really good defensive team lately. And that's a tough team to beat, because they're really efficient shooting, and they just slow down tempo. And if you can't make your shots, it's going to be a tough game going up against a team like Villanova. Because just by coaching, that team can go far. They got leaders all over the place on the court. They maintain composure. They don't turn the ball over often. And I think they got the losses out of their system they got at the beginning of the season. Minute 50 left to go in the first. And they've been doing it low-key, like under the radar. I feel like the Big East this season has been like more like under the radar compared to other conferences. Tipped up in the corner, Texas A&M comes out with a defensive rebound. Aggies seeing if they can start to make some noise here. Tyrese Radford has it at the edge of the logo. Minute 30 left to go. Radford dribbles, attack straight down the lane with the left hand. No good, couldn't finish, around the rim and out. Tough attack, but no good. Tennessee comes up with the ball. Chandler on the top, forces a double team. Moves it over to Fulkerson, makes the extra pass to the right corner. Ziegler back outside to Fulkerson, now into the hands of Chandler. Chandler dribbles, attacks. Down the left side. Moves it off to Fulkerson down low. Passes out on top. Ziegler, high arcing three, couldn't convert. Off the front rim, Texas A&M comes out with a defensive board. Tyrese Radford, 1 minute left to go. Texas A&M 0 for 9 from 3-point range in the first. Radford on the outside. His pass moves it over to Quinnen Jackson. 45 seconds left to play. Jackson dribbles, attacks down the paint, puts one up and off the glass, and he gets fouled. So Quinnen Jackson will shoot 2 coming up at the free throw line. This Texas A&M team, though, even though the wheels have fallen off for them, I think they're a team to monitor coming up in the tournament. They still got a second half to see if they can turn it around. First shot at the line, that's good by Jackson. What's good, Anthony? Welcome in. Can BYU make it to the tournament? I'm going to say no. If Richmond wins today, that's certainly a no. For some reason, one of the bracketologists got BYU as the last team in. Another bracketologist has them out. Second shot good by Quinnen Jackson. 7-point game. I think if Richmond wins today, Wyoming is in some deep, deep trouble. I don't know about the 4-team Mountain West bids into the bracket. I think if you're looking at how they played late stage of the season, I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to get in. Because, like, any typical year, a mid-major with 8 losses probably wouldn't cut it. Here's a floater in the key around the rim, and it goes in by Josiah Jordan-James. And Wyoming is 2-4 against the top 3 teams in the Mountain West. 5 seconds left to go in the first. Top of the key, Quinnen Jackson lost the handle. Tennessee comes up with a steal. They're going to float up a half-court shot off the right side of the glass, and we go into halftime. The Vols by 9. 29-20 to score. And Tennessee holds Texas A&M to 0 for 9 from 3-point range in the first half, and that is the story of the game. Texas A&M just taken out of their comfort zone right now, and they need to go get buckets at the rim in order to compete in this one. It's been much tougher to do that way. 27% they were held to in that first half. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell if you guys would like to be notified. Future live streams I do cover on the channel. Let's see. Drake from last year, they went 26-5. Yeah, so Drake went 26-5 from last season. That was kind of a shock that they made, and then they beat Loyola Chicago once, the 2 times. They didn't have any like quality victories besides Loyola Chicago, and yeah, that was actually stunning that they made it over Belmont last year. Belmont was 26-3. Raymond, welcome to the stream once again, man. Make sure to vote in the poll before I release the results in a little bit. Richmond taking on Davidson right now, A10 championship. 26-25. Davidson leads by 1 at halftime. It seems like every single season, the A10 championship comes down to the final shot. Princeton has come all the way back. They're trailing Yale by 2, so this game isn't over yet. 66-64 Yale with 14 seconds. That's significant for the bracket because Princeton's probably going to be a 13 seed if Yale wins. Yale's probably going to be a 15. So, yeah, what does BYU to make it? I mean, they have to pray that they're in there right now as far as a long shot. They would have to have Davidson beat Richmond. That's the big thing. I think as of today, the selection committee has they basically know like who's gonna be like where in the bracket. And I think they have a couple alternatives just in case. Yeah, Tennessee just limits you all around. They make every single possession difficult. Texas A&M's just gonna take it out of their game. They don't have much size for Texas A&M, and they just haven't been able to make a 3-point shot. And that's their game lately. Is just making threes. Both of these teams came in red hot. Like, Tennessee's done it under the radar. They won the last 11 out of 12 for Tennessee. And the only game they didn't have it, they had that 48-point loss against Arkansas. They lost 58-48. They've had a couple clunkers here and there that they've struggled to score points. But other than that, lately, they've been better. Scoring in the 70s throughout the last, 2 weeks or so. I used to play Madden. I have all the throwback games though. I don't have any of the new games. I got a couple of the Madden games from the 2000s. We're talking about throwbacks. I got Madden 2000. I got Madden 2006. That would be a good game right there. St. Mary's in Tennessee. I take Tennessee. I just think Tennessee has been more battle tested for them. That would be a nice matchup. Wow, Yale's going to make it to the tournament. They're probably going to be a 15 seed, but it's been a familiar spot for Yale. 66-64 as they get the win over Princeton. So Yale moving on now to the bracket. That means somebody else is going to move up to a 13 now. I feel like there's like a big different line between the 13s and the 14s in this bracket. I think if you're a 3 seed, you have to be pretty safe in this first round. Because I'm seeing a big difference right now between 14s and 13s. Some of these 13s look super sneaky. Vermont, which I thought they'd be up to a 12. There's only, let's see, mid-majors for a 12. Yeah, South Dakota State. So they put South Dakota State up to that 12. So Vermont's a 13. Chattanooga's a 13. New Mexico State's a 13. Princeton was a 13. They just lost, though. So somebody else is going to become a 13 seed. And that's probably going to be a team like Akron. Because Akron's a 14, or Montana State. Yeah, Montana State's got a really good record. They're 14 right now, but as far as like teams they play, they haven't played many teams that strong. Because when I looked at the bracket, Longwood was slotted as a 16 2 weeks ago. Now they moved up to a 14. Because a bunch of teams that had like bad records had been pulling off upsets in the conference tournament. So Longwood, according to Joe Lunardi, is playing Villanova in the first round. That's a 3 versus 14 matchup. Someone's calling the Davidson game right now. Oh boy. Yeah, probably has more viewers than me because I don't think people are allowed to show those games. I think CBS takes those down. Yeah, I don't get it whatsoever. That Michigan's 17-14. They haven't gone on a winning streak since January. I don't get it. No clue. I can't believe that North Texas isn't even considered by any of these bracketologists as an at-large bid. So yeah, we go into Selection Sunday. Bunch of teams in the bubble here. I think they should take a look at North Texas. Put them in the playing game. North Texas, San Francisco. San Francisco might be in the playing game. There's a big difference in seeding between Lunardi and Palm for San Francisco. Miami, Rutgers, Notre Dame, Wyoming, Michigan, SMU, Xavier, Oklahoma, Wake Forest, BYU, VCU. I think Texas A&M probably going to have enough to get in the playing game for them. Yeah, I got to check that out there. No clue. They got Boise State slotted as a 6. Boise State not even ranked. And Murray State a 9 seed gonna play a 1. That's just unfortunate. Just no respect right there to the small schools. Yes, I think they should be very nervous. We're going to close out the poll. Looks like Tennessee took this one by a landslide. Wow. Good pupper, welcome in. Seth Davis still has Michigan in. Jeesh. Oh, man. If Michigan gets in, Oklahoma should get in. Oklahoma's played 2 more games than Michigan. It's all about the brand, all about the money. Which team will take the A-10 Conference Championship? Hung Jun Lee's Davidson Wildcats. Yeah, Yale's off to the bracket. Big victory for Yale, beating Princeton. Boston Sportsman, welcome in. Right now, we're just at halftime. Texas A&M down by 9. They've missed 9 3-point shots. Every single attempt has been a brick in this game. Looks like the wheels have just fallen off. Davidson up by 1 over Richmond, 26-25. Yeah, I see Jacksonville State as the 15 seed. I don't get that. I think Indiana's in. Yeah, Indiana's done enough this week to get in. I thought that was an elimination game between Indiana and Michigan. Though when Joe Lunardi had put out his bracket that day, he had Michigan all the way up to the next 4 in line. And he's got Michigan against Texas A&M in the first 4. So his first 4, Notre Dame versus Wyoming, Michigan against Texas A&M. And then Jerry Palma, CBS, he has San Francisco against Notre Dame, Xavier against BYU. So I think either way, I think Notre Dame is going to be in the playing game. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think for Xavier. Exactly what happened last year for Xavier. They lost their last 7 out of 8, and they didn't make it in. I think the committee knows that if you haven't been playing basketball that good, that you don't even make it to the bracket. Maybe the bracket committee might throw something out like a curveball and say like Iowa State head to the playing game, because Iowa State slotted in a lot of these brackets as a 9 or a 10. They might be seated way lower than that, and might, by the tournament committee, just be like, yeah, just get put in the playing game. Like you fail to score above 45 points in 2 of these games in the last week and a half. So they might throw a curveball out. It's going to be interesting, because some of these teams are way off with the seeding, especially the mid-majors. San Francisco is seen higher as far as like a 10 seed. I wasn't even sure if they're going to be part of the bracket for San Francisco. I like CBS's right now for CBS. I usually follow more of ESPN throughout the season, because I think ESPN does like updates early, and then CBS starts to do updates like every single day once they ramp up to the tournament. Let's see. So they scored 41 against Texas Tech, and then, yeah, they scored in the 30s against Oklahoma State, 36 points, 53-36. I think there's going to be a lot of firings. I think at SEC, there's going to be a lot of openings that happen like within the next few weeks. Mississippi State with Ben Howland, I think they're going to move on from him. Let's see. Trying to bring up some of the teams. NEC is going to be Bryant. South Carolina. That's another one. South Carolina failed to make the tournament again. Seem like they're like NIT every single season. And they happen to lose to a mid-major like in November every single year, it seems like. So they're probably going to get a new head coach. Yeah, Mississippi State, Missouri and Georgia already fired theirs. Florida's up next. Yeah, that'll be a That'd be a bloodbath. Oof. Nice low-scoring game between San Diego State and Iowa State. I think NC State's probably going to get a new head coach. Clemson is another one. Hey, there you go, Mr. Zigzag. Best of luck there, man. Yeah, Maryland, LSU, Louisville. Those are the top three. Yeah, Duke's going to get a 2 seed, what it looks like. Yes, Auburn's going to be a 2 seed. I've been seeing this game's a really good game right now. Richmond hanging in tough. Richmond's one of the most experienced teams in all of college basketball. 29-26 Richmond at the start of the second. That game we'll keep an eye on. Yeah, that's right. Penn State right there, too. So we get back to action. Texas A&M with the ball. Radford on the outside, dribbles right baseline, attacks, takes it right to the rim. What a statement to start off the second half by Tyrese Radford. They could not make a three. And we see him just take it right to the rim, and Radford finally gets his first bucket. 19.5 left to go. Bounce pass down low. Too easy. Uros Placevic. Up and in off the glass. Yeah, my room's pretty bright. It looks like the sun's shining in through, so that's good. On the outside is Radford. Radford moves it off towards his right to Wade Taylor to fourth. Wade Taylor defended by Chandler on the outside. Dribbles up to the baseline. Spin move right down the lane with the right hand. Couldn't finish off the rim. Knocked down twice. And Tennessee comes out with a defensive rebound. What a hustle right there by Huntley Hatfield. The Vols have the ball. Second possession of the second half for Tennessee. At the corner, Vescovy. Moves it over to Huntley Hatfield. Swings it out towards his right to the top off to Chandler. Passes to the corner. Here's a three on its way. Vescovy hits it. So good from that corner right there. 6 points by Vescovy. 18.5 left to play. This is another team that's really shown its depth this season as Radford attacks, and he's going to get to the free throw line. I think it's all going to be depending on matchups. South Dakota State, though. I think South Dakota State could be like a team that makes the game really fun, especially if they take on a team that has no defense. I've been seeing them draw Iowa in the bracket. That's a great game. If it's South Dakota State against Iowa, that's a shootout. First shot good for Texas A&M by Radford. Paul, welcome in. Glad to have you in, man. Second one is good. St. Louis is out of the bracket. St. Louis had lost yesterday. Yeah, that's right. Mike Bray. When they lose in the playing game, sayonara, most likely. They've had a lot of trouble winning their first game. They lost their first conference game to BC. Here's a drive down the lane, missed a wide open layup by Texas A&M. It goes right back to Tennessee. 18 minutes left to go. Chandler passes off to his right to Jordan James. Off of a double team at the baseline. Moves it out to the wrong player. Tipped and deflected, intercepted. One man a beat. Takes it down the lane and scores up and in off the backboard for Texas A&M. They pull 1 and 8. That's a big bucket there by Quinton Jackson. They just need to force some more turnovers. Tennessee has been playing with some really good composure throughout this game, though. Texas A&M loves to force turnovers. This team can cause havoc for Texas A&M if they get the right matchup with a team that just turns over the ball a bunch. Jumper missed off the back rim, tipped up, battle for the rebound, pulled down by the Aggies. Texas A&M with a chance to cut it to 6 here with a made field goal. On the outside, they pass out to the corner, get a look from 3. Radford hits it. That's the first made three of the game. It comes with 17:05 left to play for Texas A&M. Tyrese Radford, he's got all 7 in the second half. Yes, I'll be calling Selection Sunday today. 17 minutes left to go here. At the right wing, Josiah Jordan-James. Bounce pass off to a double team. And lost control of the basketball. There was a reach-in, though. It's committed on the Aggies by Wade Taylor. So, after this one, I'll be covering Iowa against Purdue, Big Ten Tournament Championship. And then later, after that game finishes up, I'll be doing the Selection Sunday live stream. Joe, welcome back in the stream. Yeah, I hear Richmond and Davidson. Really good game there. Let's see. Richmond now leads 39-37. Davidson can shoot threes really well. Davidson can't play defense. Davidson's made 7 threes. Richmond has made 4. Richmond's their bread and butter is getting steals. Jumper at the baseline missed. Another chance here for Tennessee at the top. That is good. So they finally silenced the 7-zip run by the Aggies. Up by 8 goes Tennessee once again. 16.5 left to play at the free throw circle. Bounce pass down low. They lost the ball, but a reach and fall committed. It's going to be charged to Tennessee here. Down low. So that is on Plasevich, his third. So taking a look at foul trouble right now, Yaros Plasevich with 3 fouls, 2 each by Vescovy and Chandler. And then Texas A&M, 2 fouls picked up by Hefner. Everybody else playing with 1 foul or 0. Yeah, Texas A&M should make it into the bracket. Yes, I'm at home right now. Yeah, they moved all the way up to being in the tournament. They should get in. If they lose today, they're going to be in the play-in most likely. Missed layup off the mark, tipped out of bounds, and it's going to stay Texas A&M possession. 16:20 left to go. Colorado is not in the tournament. Colorado's probably going to go to the NIT, though. Here's the thing. Texas A&M has the same conference record as LSU and Alabama. Both. What I've seen from the bracketologists is that they've got LSU and Alabama slotted in around the 6th seed for both of those teams. Lob inside, puts one up off the glass, missed by the Aggies, tipped out of bounds, last touched out by Texas A&M. It's off of Coleman. It's going to be Tennessee ball. $16 minutes left to go. Tennessee able to break the pressure at midcourt. They give it over to Ziegler. Bounce past to Fulkerson off of a double team. Ball fake. Fulkerson towards his left. Moves the round to outside. Vescovy. Ziegler getting a touch in the corners. Chandler dribbles right baseline. Swings it out to the corner. Vescovy launches one. And we got a foul here. It's going to be on Texas A&M on Obaseki. I think it was before the shot. The net moved on that. He didn't make the 3 though. It looked like it from that angle that he made the 3, but the net moved and the ball went short. We take the timeout. 37-29 with 15:46 left to go in the second. LSU I believe is a 6 seed or a 7 seed. Yes, I think it's gonna be all those teams as a 1 seed. And that's kind of unheard of because Baylor losing in their first game of the Big 12 tournament, yet they're gonna stay at a 1 seed. That's because the teams behind them at the 2 had lost. Yeah, that's a big game there. Celtics against Mavs this afternoon. Really good matchup. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell as well. If you guys would like to be notified future live streams I do cover, feel free to join the Behind Our Basketball Bracket Challenge group if anybody's interested. That link is posted to the chat. It's pinned to the chat as well. And later today, I'll be covering the Big Ten Tournament Championship, Iowa going up against Purdue. And then we'll have Selection Sunday live reaction show later tonight. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be Baylor still. Because Kentucky had lost, Auburn had lost. If Kentucky had won yesterday, they move up to the 1. Purdue, Villanova. Villanova might even get a 3 instead of a 2 by the committee because a lot of people are sleeping on the Big East this year. Yeah, they finally finalized a few days ago for baseball to come back. Yeah, Lunardi's got Villanova as a 3. Palm's got Villanova as a 2. Either way, I don't care about the number. I just think that's a team that, with the experience that they have, I think they could do some damage in the bracket. They make free throws. They can win games late. They win games late. Doesn't matter if they beat St. John's by 1. They're able to win games late. Richmond and Davidson. This game is tied up 39-39. It's the A10 championship. Every single year, it seems like it comes down to the final shot. UAB is going to be a 12 seed. They might take on. I think they're a 12. Let's see what we got for bracketologists here. So Jerry Palm's got UAB. Trying to find them. He's got them playing UConn. So he's got them playing UConn. Also, Joe Lunardi's got UAB playing UConn. UAB is a 12. UConn's a 5. Yeah, that's a sneaky good team with UAB. I guess it comes down to, can UAB make the 3 ball? That's the thing. Because I really like UConn. UConn's a great interior defense. If UAB can make the 3 ball and if they attempt 3s often, then that could be a matchup there. But if they go for 2s and that's their bread and butter is 2s, then UConn's got that because UConn's interior D is so good. Shots coming up at the free throw line by Tennessee. There's 3 of them. And all of them are good by Vescovy. 40-29. So Vescovy was fouled from the corner on the 3-point shot attempt. Texas A&M with the inbound and they cough it up. Tennessee comes up with a steal. Texas A&M just giving this game right to Tennessee right now on the outside corner. Chandler dribbles, moves out to the top, pass to the wing. Here's Vescovy. He hits it. 43-29, largest lead of the game. Santiago Vescovy. What a second half he has been. This dude is ready for March. This backcourt has really improved. Timeout taken on the floor by Texas A&M. 15-21 left to go. It's Tennessee by 14. They've really improved on their 3-point shot. This Tennessee team has really improved on their 3-point shot. I hope they play Texas Tech again in the bracket. That would make for a good game. Last time those two teams met up, and it was, oh man, it was a fight and to the finish in that game. Nobody could make a shot. Tennessee has really improved. In the 3-point shooting specifically, has improved. They've come a long way. This is a young team that's really come a long way since November. Texas is probably going to be a 6. I'm just going to see some of the rankings here nationally. because free throw shooting isn't talked about a lot. I'm trying to find Vescovy on here, though. I think he's a really good free throw shooter. He's not in the top tier. Okay, so they're not really weighing it as much as they used to. That's the thing. They used to have like a minimum free throw attempt thing, and the database doesn't right now. That's the thing. If you guys are new to the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. We're going to be back in a little bit calling Iowa against Purdue as well, so feel free to join in for that one. Vescovy's at 78%. Seems like that number's boosted up a ton, though, lately. Oh, yeah, he went on a streak for free throws. So he's had... So before entering the matchup against Kentucky, he had 6 straight games that he had made at least two free throws in all of those, making every single one for a six straight streak. And then went 3 for 4 yesterday at the line. So he has been rolling 1,000% consistently lately. Wow, Davidson starting to pull away a little bit more. 45-42, under 11 minutes left to go. Davidson with a 3-point lead. We get back to action. Radford missed the layup. Offensive rebound between 2 defenders. And Tennessee called for the foul. Clock will stop. 15-13 left to go. First shot, Henry Coleman. That is good. Second shot. That's good by Coleman. Tennessee has the basketball up the court once again. Driving is Ziegler. Dribbles back out to the corner. Ziegler, edge of the SEC logo. Moves it over to the top to Fulkerson. Fulkerson dribbles up into the free throw circle. Passes back out. The ball's tipped. Chandler keeps it up with it, though. Outside of Vescovy. Pump fake. Slide to the right. Takes the 3. Bang, bang. He hits it. Santiago Vescovy. What a second half he has had. 12 points in the second. And he is the top scorer for 15 for Tennessee. Largest lead by 15. Texas A&M in deep trouble right now. Wheels have fallen off. Now they should be able to get into the bracket. Block from behind. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Jordan James. This team has been playing really well. They've been on a tear on their home court this season. When they played on the road, it was closer games. But now on neutral court, this is exactly what you want to see. If you're the Tennessee Vols going into the tournament, they're playing with a bunch of confidence right now. Because the only losses that they have were road games before that. And they've really been able to step it up and make shots as their numbers have exploded lately. Under 14 minutes left to play. top of the key with Fulkerson. Dribbles towards his right. Bounce pass off to the cut. Vescovy passes off to the dish. The layup couldn't convert was Chandler. Almost went through, though. Rebound picked up by Texas A&M. The Aggies on top with Radford. Towards his left. Moves it out towards his right to Jackson. Jackson dribbles up. Kick out to the corner. Off to Wade Taylor. Takes the jumper. Hits it. Down by 13. Wade Taylor finally on the board for the Aggies today. At the corner, Zakai Ziegler. They move it out to Chandler. Getting a touch at the right corner is Vescovy. Vescovy passes towards his left off to Ziegler. 13-10 left to go. Ziegler moves it off to Fulkerson. Fulkerson backs his way. Inside the low post, floats up the hook shot off the glass, contacted. And Fulkerson is going to go to the free throw line coming up to shoot two. Clock will stop. 13:05 left to play. First shot by Fulkerson is good. Second shot missed off the front rim. Rebound, back it goes to Texas A&M as they won 1 for 2 by Fulkerson going up the court quick, and the Aggies able to score at the rim. Tennessee by 11. Top of the key, Jordan James moves it out towards his right to Chandler. Passes off to Ziegler. Ziegler down low block, dumps it off down low, and here's a big time dish right there. Fulkerson off to Jordan James, throws it down with a two-handed flush. Tennessee just coming out with the energy today. Pump fake. Coleman inside. Wrap around. Nice burst of speed right there. Finishes with a left hand up and in off the window. Tennessee with the ball once again. Chandler. Defended on the outside. Passes towards his right off to Ziegler. Ziegler gives it out to the top. It's Vescovy. Vescovy moves it towards his left baseline dribble. Ziegler lost the handle, poke loose, and it was last touch out of bounds by Ziegler. That's a turnover. Tennessee, really good passing team. It's showing 15-5 in the assist column in favor of the Vols. $12:05 left to go. Texas A&M down by 11 as they will get the inbound. The Aggies take it past midcourt. Bounce pass top of the free throw circle off to Aaron Cash. Cash moves it out to the right wing to Wade Taylor. Launches a three off the front rim, miss, tipped up, and they get the offensive rebounds. They move it back around the perimeter. Hassan Diarra dribbles up, dump off, down low. Huge rejection from behind by Jordan James, and the Vols come up with the basketball. Tennessee will keep on looking to slow it down with 11:30 left to play. Chandler, slowing tempo for the Vols. Moves it to the left corner, spots up, takes the three, makes the three from the outside. It's Zakai Ziegler. The development of these young players has been something special this season for the Vols. Out to the corner, three ball in the air, missed by Jackson. Tennessee comes out with a defensive rebound with Jordan James. Tennessee is going to slow down the basketball. They move it down to the elbow. Jordan James moves it back on top. Inside, pump fake, double teamed. Oh, nice bounce pass underneath the hoop. Couldn't finish, but grabbed onto. It's Placevic who gets fouled. And Uros Placevic will head to the line to shoot two coming up. Tennessee, number 3 in defensive efficiency in all of college basketball, behind Texas Tech and San Diego State. What a season here for these Vols. This team is peaking at the right time. Winners of the last 11 out of 12 games. I feel like they've been flying under the radar a lot for this Tennessee team. Kind of similar to Villanova. Both of those teams really under the radar. Can make their free throws. Can make threes. They have good guards. And they've got one of the younger lineups in basketball. Between the guards that are freshmen that they added in, some really good recruits. Kennedy Chandler, Zakai Ziegler. They're more of a smaller type of backcourt, but they've been really good as far as controlling tempo, knocking down shots. Vescovy is broken out here in the second half for Vescovy. And this team has come a long way since the start of the season. Same as Villanova. That team has come a long way. And two of those teams that played back in November at Mohegan Sun, both of those teams could meet again in the Final Four, honestly. Could meet again. And Purdue plays later tonight, or later today. Purdue's going to play after this one. I'll be covering that game. Purdue against Iowa. Tennessee got shredded against Purdue back in Mohegan Sun. Villanova played the second game against Purdue in that Mohegan Sun championship game. And that game went into overtime. Both of those teams have come super far since the start of the season. And for Tennessee, one of their top rebounders went down, and you would think that this team would be done. Olivier Kwamwa out for the season. Other players stepping up, and they still got a lot of size. Here comes the rise. Brandon Huntley Hatfield, top 25 recruit, getting much more minutes. And John Fulkerson, 7 rebounds. Jordan James, 7 rebounds. These two guys showed up when they played Arizona. And they were able to beat Arizona because of those two, Jordan James and Fulkerson. If they get that consistent basis right there in the tournament, that's going to be something. It's going to be tough to beat. (52-38). Around 11 minutes left to play. Quick update in that Davidson-Richmond game. Davidson leading Richmond. This one's coming down to the wire. 51-49 with 7:15 left to play. Davidson leads by 2. So 10:47 left to go. Free throws coming up at the line by John Fulkerson. Or Uros Plasovic. First shot by Plasovic. Skipped around the rim and out. Second shot's good. The Aggies with the ball down by 15. Radford past midcourt. Gives it over to Wade Taylor. Wade Taylor passes on top off to Quinton Jackson. Jackson forces a double team. He'll take a 3 straight away. Missed off the mark, and he mistimed their jump once again with Radford. Tennessee with a defensive board. Outside it goes to Vescovy. Over to Chandler. Makes the cross-court feed. Backs his way down inside the low post. Over to the corner it goes. Jordan James with a 3. He hits it. 56-38 Tennessee. Josiah Jordan James up to 13. Vescovy with 15. Jordan James 13. Chandler with 12. And all 3 of those players have made at least 2 3-point shots. Tennessee with 11 made threes in this game today. Texas A&M will take a 3 and make 1. Tyrese Radford's got all 10 in the second half. Jordan James dribbles up into the key. Moves it out to the top. Wide open 3 straight away. Ziegler off the back rib offensive rebound. Collected by Plasovic. Outside they'll slow down tempo. Vescovy Off to Chandler. Chandler at the top, passes outside. Here's a three on its way. Another one halfway down, but missed by Jordan James. Texas A&M with the ball. 9:15 left to go. Towards his left and the outside. That is Radford, who moves it on top. Over to Quinton Jackson. Jackson, top of the key, drives down the lane with the right hand, and he scores up and in off the backboard. They're not going to count it, though. Ref's going to say foul committed before the shot. It's on Jordan James. Inbound coming up for Texas A&M. They have it at the baseline. I think we're going to see a lot. A lot of those 12 and 13 seeds, they could be pulling off some upsets. Those are tricky teams there. Might even see a 15 over a 2. All depends on who matches up with who. That's the thing. And I can't believe I'm saying that right now, but it's possible that we see a 15 over a 2. That's a big-time illegal screen. It was set up by Fulkerson that got called for the offensive foul. Texas A&M with the ball. 8:45 left to play. Down by 15. Driving to the hoop. Missed the layup. Off the top of the glass. Goes right back to Tennessee. The Vols going to slow it down with Chandler. Chandler off with a double team. Bounce passes on top. Jordan James dribbles up. Passes down low. Off the glass. No good. Missed by Fulkerson. Goes right back to the Aggies. Pushing it with Jackson. Around the outside off to Wade Taylor. Edge of the midcourt logo. Taylor dribbles, kicks, baseline outside, and it's going to be a foul. It's on Texas A&M, offensive foul. Oh, yeah, man. I think somebody that's a 12 or a 13 is going to go to the Sweet 16. I think we're gonna see a 2 lose to a 15. So those are some of the things that I'm going for probably. But it all depends on who plays who. That's the thing. 8 minutes left to play, and maybe even a 14 over a 3. Who knows? I do like a lot of the 3 seeds though. Right now, I think they're in safer water than a lot of the other teams. I think there's a big gap between a 14 and a 13 in this tournament bracket. Top of the key, Ziegler moves it over to Chandler. Attack straight down the lane. Lost the handle. Gets it back. What a heads-up play right there. Corner 3. Bang, bang. Oh, baby. Josiah Jordan James. Kennedy Chandler. Unbelievable save right there to keep it alive. That's a highlight reel, baby. 7.5 left to play in the second. Texas A&M trailing by 18. Out to the top to Radford. Radford defended by Vescovy. Crossover, dribbles, drives, down the lane, right hand off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound. Put back chance. Missed another time. Second one is good, though, by Aaron Cash of the Aggies. 7 minutes on the clock. Tennessee will keep on slowing down tempo. Edge of the midcourt logo with Chandler. Moves it out to the corner. Pump fake Ziegler. Passes off to Chandler. 10 in the shot clock. Chandler, thinking about taking a 3, will move it off to Jordan James. Now Ziegler, pro hop, outside. Josiah Jordan launches. Missed off the back rim, tipped up. Pinwheels out. Last touch, refs are going to say by Chandler. And Chandler pleading his case to the official there. But it's going to be Texas A&M ball. Tennessee rolling. 6:39 left to go on the timeout taken here on a media break. After this, we'll have Iowa against Purdue later today. Make sure to join that one if you guys would like. If you're new on the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified here, future live streams that I do cover. Davidson leading Richmond 57-53 with under 5 minutes left to go. And Yale won over Princeton today 66-64. What a season we have here. Tennessee comes out, they make 12 3-point shots. Shooting the ball so good lately for this Vols team. Since they opened up the month of March, Tennessee has been able to make at least 6 3-point shots in all of their games they've been able to make at least 6 3-point shots dating all the way back to February 22nd. So that's the last 7 games for Tennessee. Able to drill a lot of threes down. They had an off game against Arkansas, which resulted in 48 points on the board. But this is nothing new here. This team can make threes, and they've been doing this throughout the course of the last month or so. Starting at February 1st. 11 threes last game against Texas A&M. 14 threes at South Carolina. 8 threes at Mississippi State. 7 at Vandy. 8 against Kentucky in a 13-point victory. They had the off game that they had 4 against Arkansas, the only loss in the last month plus. Other than that, they made 9 threes against Missouri, 6 against Auburn, 8 against Georgia, 12 against Arkansas. And then here on neutral court, 8 on Thursday against 8 on Friday against Mississippi State, 6 on Saturday against Kentucky. And today they have just buried these threes down, making 12 in the SEC championship. And teams are having nightmares shooting threes against them. Last team to shoot above 40% from 3-point range, you have to go back to Texas. That was in the SEC Big 12 Challenge game against Texas, where Texas shot the ball 44%, 8 of 17 from 3. Inbound other D, Texas A&M will have the ball, trailing by 16 with 6:30 left to go. Mini Hoop, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's crazy. I think so, Vegas. I really do think so. I think they've been overshadowed by other teams this season. I see a lot of improvement with this team. They're playing their best basketball right now as Tennessee comes up and forces the steal. What I really like about teams in the bracket are guards. Tennessee's got a bunch of guards. A lot of them are young. It's taken quite a bit to develop, but they've always been in it. This team has always been in games, and their defense will keep you in games no matter what. Vescovy dribbles, dumps it out down the lane. Oh goodness, John Fulkerson with a two-handed jam. I would like to see Tennessee and Texas Tech match up again in the bracket. I think both of those teams have potential to go far. Tennessee lost in overtime against Texas Tech. Tennessee could not make a 3 in that game. Could be different the next time these two teams meet up. Because we've seen a lot that have taken away from this season is the first time that one team wins, you play each other again. The second matchup, the other team wins. That's a big takeaway, what I've seen. They split the series. Down low, floating one up, and couldn't get it to go off the glass. Offensive rebound pulled down, though, by Tennessee. Another chance. Off to Ziegler. He'll dribble back out to the perimeter. Aaron, welcome back in, man. Driving down the lane. Ziegler lost the handle, turnover. Texas A&M comes up with a steal. The Aggies have the ball. Hefner moves it off to Hassan Diarra. Out towards his left to Quinton Jackson. Jackson dribbles up, drives down the lane, and he finishes with a layup. Right hand up and through. 61-45, 4.5 left to play in the second. So we have a timeout taken on the floor by the Aggies. If anybody's interested in joining the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group, feel free to do so. That link is posted in the chat, pinned to the chat. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, and I'll be back later today with 2 more streams. The Big Ten Championship game coming up after this, and then Selection Sunday live reactions later today. What's good, Dakota? Welcome in, man. Glad to have you in the stream here, brother. Incredible game by Tennessee as they are 4.5 minutes away. I'm coming out with the SEC Tournament Championship. Davidson leading Richmond final 3 minutes. 57-53 Davidson. Jacob Gilliard playing the game of his life, though, for Richmond. 25 points for Gilliard. Tennessee has 19 assists on 21 made field goals. Up by 16 with 4:25 left to go. Tennessee with the ball. Out to the top to Fulkerson. Fulkerson defended around the wing. Moves it towards his right to Chandler. Chandler passes out to the corner to Josiah Jordan-James. Out to Chandler once again. Chandler moves it outside of Vescovy. Open 3. Missed off the front rim, and battle for the rebound goes to Texas A&M with Quinton Jackson. The Aggies have it now on the outside. Hassan Diarra. Jumper falling away. Tough shot missed, and Fulkerson collects the defensive rebound. Under 4 minutes left to go. Tennessee will keep on slowing it down. Some really positive signs here this week from Tennessee. They proved that they could win on neutral court multiple games. Their three-point shooting is through the roof. Their guard play is tremendous. This team has come a long, long way from the start of the season. Fulkerson takes it down inside. At the right block, turning around. Fulkerson takes the shot, missed off the front rim. Back it goes to the Aggies. Texas A&M down the far side with Tyrese Radford. Radford takes the 3, open at the wing. He hits it. Little too late, though, in this one, though. Looks like 3 minutes left to play. Texas A&M did have that crazy game against Northern Iowa, though, back in 2016 in the tournament. But, yeah, Tennessee's going to keep on slowing tempo on you. Ziegler on the outside. Moves it towards his right off to Chandler. Chandler at the edge of the logo. Passes top of the key. It's off to Fulkerson. Fulkerson spin move down the lane. Puts up one. No good. Altered by Texas A&M. They go on an outlet. Radford, step back 3 in the air. Missed off the back rim. That's one he had to definitely have. The wheels have just fallen off for Texas A&M today. 4 of 17 from three-point range. They missed all 9 in the first half. Tennessee getting some pressure. Chandler gets it over to Vescovy. Whenever they get pressure, they keep their composure. That's something that you see here by a young team, but this young team is full of really good players. This team is coached well. 2:12 left to go. Timeout taken on the floor. Media timeouts. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell if you guys would like to be notified here. Future live streams that I do cover. Thanks so much, all, for joining in today. We'll be back covering Iowa against Purdue in a little bit. Big Ten Championship as well. Really good game for Tennessee, despite a couple scoring droughts for them. They do it through their defense. And the 3 ball has been rocking once again. Wow, the deepest that Tennessee has ever been to the Elite 8 in 2010 for Tennessee. They've been overshadowed by a lot of other teams in the SEC. And today's performance gives them an opportunity. Really gives them the opportunity to see if they can get to their first ever Final Four. Elite 8 in 2010, Sweet 16, last appeared in 2019. This team should be a 2 seed come Selection Sunday later tonight. Even if they are a 3, that number seeding doesn't matter whatsoever. Really doesn't matter as far as the number seeding, because this team can prove that they can beat anybody in the country. They're one of the hottest teams right now. They just beat one of the hottest surging teams with Texas A&M. And Texas A&M could go in the bracket, and they could do some damage as well, all depending on who they face in the tournament. Walker, welcome to the stream, man. Davidson leading Richmond 60-54 with 1:35 left to go. (61-48), 2:10 left to play. Tennessee gets the inbound, and Texas A&M picks up a quick foul. And that's going to be team foul number 7 by the Aggies. So if you're just joining us, Santiago Vescovi getting hot here in the second half. He has made 4 3-point shots. Vescovi with 15 points. Josiah Jordan-James has made 3 threes. He's the top scorer for Tennessee. Vescovi scored 12, leading the way in the second half. Just a really good passing team here for Tennessee. They're at the top tier nationally in assists per game. They got 19 assists tonight to just 6 by Texas A&M. So it's going to send Vescovi to the free throw line. He has been automatic today at the charity stripe. Perfect 3 of 3. Man, the Richmond hanging in there. Just can't get over the hump. So Vescovi going to head to the free throw line. 2 shots. First one is good. Oop, I get the bonus the wrong place. It's at the bottom. There we go. So Tennessee's in the bonus. Texas A&M not in the bonus just yet. Texas A&M's picked up 7 fouls. Tennessee with 5. Yeah, it's going to be tough for Texas A&M. We have just over 2 minutes left to play. Last SEC championship was in 1979. Rick Barnes took Providence to a 1994 Big East title. Here he is with Tennessee. As they hit the second one, missed 3 by Texas A&M. That's been the story of the game. Cold from the perimeter at 4 of 18. And Tennessee by 15 as they'll keep on slowing it down. Edge of the midcourt logo. Chandler bounce pass to his left to Ziegler. Ziegler gives it over to Chandler. Chandler, open 3, takes one. Missed off the rim, tipped off the glass. Offensive rebound pulled down by Jordan-James. Dribbles back out to the outside, and Jordan-James will get fouled by Aaron Cash with 1:29 left to go. So Tennessee will head back to the free throw line once again. Davidson leading Richmond 62-60 with 30 seconds left to play. After this one, I'll be covering Iowa against Purdue. Feel free to join in for that stream if you guys would like as well. And then Selection Sunday live stream will be coming up around 6 p.m. tonight. If anybody's interested in joining the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge, feel free to do so. That link is posted in the chat. Tennessee with the ball, minute 20 left to go. They said it was tapped out of bounds by Texas A&M. It's going to be Tennessee's ball to keep driving down the lane with the right hand. Couldn't finish around the rim, missed by Ziegler. Goes right back to the Aggies. 1:10 on the clock. Outside to Diarra. Diarra dribbles down, contacted, and fouled. With a minute 5 left to go. .105 remaining. Free throws coming up at the line. First one is good for Texas A&M. Second one around the rim and it goes in. Great all-around team effort today by Tennessee. Final minute. Vols by 13. Vescovy with 17 points. Jordan James with 16. Kennedy Chandler with 14. It's the development of their backcourt that's really been something special here come March. This team is one of the hottest teams in all college basketball, going underneath the radar, taking it to the cup and scoring. That's good for 2 by Chandler. Count it and 1. Wow, Richmond with a chance coming up, down 62-60 with 28 seconds left to play. One shot by Chandler. Missed off the front rim, back it goes to Texas A&M. Pulling up for the J, final 30 seconds, missed off the mark, rebound to Fulkerson, and Tennessee is going to dribble off the clock. The Tennessee Vols. First time in a long time since 1979. They're going to be the SEC champions. Incredible tournament by them. 65-50 over Texas A&M. And they got hot from the outside today. Made 12 threes as a team. Out-rebounded Texas A&M 41-34. What a season here for Tennessee. And that's a wrap here. Thanks so much for all joining in today. What a game. Tennessee pulls out the victory, 65-50. We're going to be back in under a half an hour from now. Iowa taking on Purdue. Big Ten championship. And looks like Richmond just got an and 1. They got a chance to take the lead. That's unbelievable. 62-62, 19 seconds left to go between Richmond and Davidson. And Richmond, the team full of super seniors, has taken the lead. As this game has gone final, Tennessee able to get the victory. Wow, unbelievable. I'll keep the stream here actually for you guys for a couple minutes to just update between Richmond and Davidson. Unless it goes into overtime, because it'd be pushing for Iowa against Purdue. Actually, I'll keep the score. Yeah, I'll keep the score up. Because we still have time before the next game. Or so 65-50. Thanks so much all for joining in. We'll keep it here for a little bit. If they don't go into overtime because I'm going to set up for Iowa against Purdue in a little bit. But we'll close out to the channel members. Unreal. We'll do the channel members first, and then I'll hit that screen thing again. Jason City, Rajip, Old Ed Deuce, Blessed Brian, HT Sports Talk, Russell, D Block, BP Greg, Oreo Pudding, Bino, Arahan, Mike, Mark, John, Jessica, Stephanie, Ahino Joseph, Elkian GFR90, Woody Warren, I Am Ghost, Pamela, Keith, Isaiah, Man and Hates, Barco, Dave, Rides of Steel, Kelly, and Bruin. Coming up next, going to be Purdue against Iowa. Davidson has the ball, 16 seconds left to play against Richmond. And Foster Lawyer at the top with a chance to win it with 8 seconds. Lawyer will take a 3 at the wing, around the rim and out, and Richmond comes up with a defensive rebound with a timeout and 2.9 seconds left to go for the Richmond Spiders with a chance to win the game. I think there was a foul too in the corner on that. Davidson picks up a rebound foul with 2 seconds left to go as Foster Lawyer couldn't connect with a 3. Had a good look, and Richmond has a chance to win it here coming up at the line. They're going to head to a timeout first. 2.9 seconds left to play. Yeah, it was a foul by Foster Lawyer. So, bad fall considering that Richmond had a timeout. All you had to let them do, just get the rebound and have them chuck up a prayer, and that's the game. Bad fall by Foster Lawyer. And Richmond with a chance to win the game coming up at the free throw line. And, yeah, they are a prime example of wrecking brackets come March. They always seem to be in that front cover. Beware of bracket busters. This team just stole a spot from somebody. It's probably Wyoming. This team right here came all the way back to beat Rhode Island in their first round tournament game of the A-10 tournament. Might have stole a spot from Xavier. It looks like somebody they stole a spot from. Well, CBS has got BYU ahead of Xavier. ESPN doesn't have BYU in. I'd say no. 2.9 seconds left to play. Richmond by 1, 63-62 at the free throw line. Jacob Gilliard. How about that moment? Hits the first one. Jacob Gilliard, a super senior that came back to Richmond to get his team an opportunity to be a part of the NCAA tournament. This team is the most experienced team in all college hoops. Missed shot. Davidson gets the rebound, and they have 2 timeouts. They'll take one. 2.5 seconds. So Richmond with Gilliard missed the second one. That gives an opportunity for Davidson to win it with a 3. 64-62, Richmond with 3 seconds left to play. So we wrapped up Tennessee, Texas A&M. We're going to start off Iowa and Purdue on a separate stream in a little bit. Feel free to join in. Ring the notification bell. Guys would like to be notified. Just wrapping up with Richmond against Davidson. I know a lot of people wanted to hear me call the end of this game since the Tennessee game finished right before that. Davidson with a 3, they win the game. 64-62, 2.5 seconds left to go. And a timeout taken on the floor. It's going to be by Richmond. They burn their final timeout. I'm probably going to change some of the text in the moment, since right now I'm covering this one next. All right, here we go. 2.5 seconds left to play. If Richmond forces a stop here, they go into the NCAA tournament. It's going to be Davidson ball around midcourt on the near side. Or Davidson's going to have to inbound the length of the court. So they have moved them over to the length of the court. Fastball thrown off the hands, and they couldn't get it off. They got called out of bounds, I believe, here is the cause. One of their players goes right into the scorer's table with 1.5 seconds left to play. He called it. Yeah, I think that foot's out of bounds. Unless they called it. Did they get the timeout off? They might have. That's crazy. I think they did. Yeah, they called a timeout. Holy smokes. Wow. Yeah, that was a timeout. Able to get both feet in bounds somehow, some way, and they called a timeout. So that's a 5 versus 3. I think. 2022. Yeah. They called a timeout. Unbelievable. So 1.5 seconds left to go. Both feet ended up being in bounds. That's like catching a touchdown. They add on 2 ticks on the clock, so it's 1.7. 1.7 seconds left to play. Davidson, a great 3-point shooting team for the A10 title. We'll see who gets it here. Davidson on the inbound, passing out to the corner, giving a 3, and they airball it as that is it. The Richmond Spiders steal somebody's bid and they advance to March. Unbelievable. Richmond into the bracket, 64-62. They win over Davidson. All right, we're going to be coming up next with Iowa against Purdue. Separate stream for that one. Feel free to join in. Then Selection Sunday live stream after that one. Going to sign off on this one. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, around 15 minutes on the other stream, covering that one. So make sure to ring that notification bell so you do know when I do go back live in 15 minutes.